Hey, so this was a pretty cool thing. Nintendo gave me an early look at Super Mario RPG for the Nintendo Switch, not the Super Nintendo. That's the original one. You're thinking of the 1996 cartridge. It has been redone, remade for the Nintendo Switch, but with a real attempt to capture the look and the feel of the original. There's no way to switch between the classic graphics and the new graphics, the modern graphics, which I think is a bit of a bummer. I would have liked to have been able to do that on the fly. But they do have classic music and they have modern music, and there are some other quality of life elements in here as well. You have this monster list that gives you a complete description of all of the different characters that you're going to encounter. You also have this scrapbook that you can go back into, so if you put the game down for a bit and then you come back to it, you can rifle through the scrapbook and you get a recounting of the events that you have gotten up to so far, but from the perspective of the characters Mallow and Gino, who are a couple of buddies that Mario meets in the game. It looks incredibly adorable, and of course this is a game that brought in some real-time animations and some real-time elements into the combat. It's meant to be an incredibly successful, I think, bridge experience between the classic Square RPGs and the Mario experiences that everybody was familiar with. And Nintendo and Square back in the day worked together to build this really cool, really strange experience where you could run around as Mario and jump on enemies and stuff. Then you go into turn-based battles with the beasties that you would see. They're not random battles, by the way. You would always see them on screen, so you can kind of choose whether you wanted to collect that XP and those different types of coins. And then you jump into those battles and there'd be some timing applied, some kind of real-time timing, so that you could have a better area effect on the attacks that you would pull off. You could also have defensive timing as well when the enemies would attack you, and you'd collect XP and coins and special things like frog coins, you know, the currencies that you would need to level up your character. And there's a new level up screen where everybody's dancing up on stage, which is incredibly cute as well. And then you can buy a different items for your characters and level up your party in a bunch of different significant ways. And what you're doing is you're trying to find all of these star pieces and build Star Road, which grants you the power of being able to make a wish because this giant sword has fallen into the land and broken Star Road. So you've got to traverse into the areas that you can get to, talk with the different individuals, go off on missions. We got to see a sequence of the game set on Moleville where you're talking to all these cute little mole characters, and everybody's kind of scrunchy and squishy, a little chibi-eyed, super deformed, but incredibly cute and adorable. And so you go on these missions and you gain the rewards and you fight bosses. We saw a boss fight with a character named Croco, and you kind of work your way into the lore and into the story and find these star pieces. Along the way, you'll meet all kinds of characters that you know and love from the Mario universe, but also all of these crazy creations that were built exclusively for this game. And there are some connections to some of the Square universe in here as well. You might see a Final Fantasy character here and there. And then there's also the addition of some new post-game content where you can get into boss fights and they have different attacks and stuff like that, so you can challenge yourself. If you are super familiar with this and you are just blowing through the core experience, there is more to do when you get past the game. But you know, honestly, this game looks like it's going to be such a freaking blast, and it's just loaded with lots of cool little humorous touches and interesting scenarios and cool, quirky little action bits. And what I noticed about the music in this game, the modern orchestrations are absolutely wonderful. I was bopping my head as I was listening along to the tracks that were playing. Super impressive. This is going to be one of those types of games that really sort of wraps its arms around you and brings you in. I feel like I'm going to be playing this like crazy in handheld mode on my Switch OLED. It's going to pop off the screen. I'm going to be sucked in, and I can't wait. And honestly, I think it's really cool that we're going back into the catalog, this far back into the catalog from the mid-90s, and remaking a game like this, you know. And it's still a tip of the hat to the classic style and the classic aesthetics of the original, but it's going to play a little bit smoother and be a little bit snappier. Even going to the overworld map, you get a better showcase of where you can go. I think this is going to be a ton of fun. I don't think it's going to make us forget Super Mario Bros. Wonder and all the incredible stuff that Nintendo did with that game, but I think this is going to be a very addictive adventure. I can't wait to play Super Mario RPG on my Nintendo Switch. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'll be back soon with new interviews, reviews, news, and a whole lot more right here. You can always watch my live streams at twitch.tv/EPN. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. And until then, play forever.